Hey there YouTube, Scott with Horticide, back with another video. Today we've got some art for you. Not just a little bit, we've got a lot. I've been saving this up for at least, I think, 6 weeks. Maybe not, maybe it's only 4 weeks, I don't know. Longer than I've sat on art in a while, I guess. So, let's roll into it. Our first piece is from fanzine artist Marty Grime. He did some fanzines back in the 60s and 70s. Did lots of Golden Age drawings. He also was responsible for a couple of comic book title. Comic Crusader obviously was his fanzine, but he did some work on the Thunder Bunny. That was one of his babies. He did some artwork for Apple Comics and for Warp Graphics and a few other indie publishers into the late 80s. But this piece I picked up mainly because it had the Spectre in it. That's how I came across it. So the Spectre's in 2 panels. Lots of good Golden Age characters going on. And it's a Marty Grime. I mean, he's not with us anymore. He died like 2016, 2017, something like that. So there's definitely no more of his artwork around. This is my second piece by him now. Next up is some items I got from Ben Templesmith. So, if any of you aren't familiar with his Patreon, you get packages sealed in wax that contain all your goodies for that month or for a 2 or 3 month period, you know, depending on how often he gets them sent out. So we got a thank you card with some with a quick sketch, dinosaur sketch on it. This month's package was based on his Dinosauria project. Thank you note with a quick sketch on it. And then, because of the level I'm at on his Patreon, I get an original piece of artwork from whatever projects he's been working on for that time frame. So this is a piece from Modeer, which is a new title that's getting ready to come out. So this is, apparently it's page 10 from issue 1. And it's amazing the difference when it goes from his black and white or gray tone washouts to the final digital colored version. So, and it's apparently been 2 months since I got anything from him. So I had 2 pieces. And the second piece is another page from Squid Spit. Just a guy screaming with body parts flying, possibly his body parts. Also got a couple of signed prints from the Dinosauria. And I've misplaced it already, but oh no, there it is. The Dinosauria book with all is what's really interesting, among other things, about his books when they come out is, I think this is the one I have, is he puts a page that is, this would be the actual finished piece as it looked on paper, and then this one here is after the digital enhancements, and it's resized for print. So, and things aren't quite as apparent on that one, but in some of them, I mean, there's a huge difference on what the finished paper piece versus the print piece looks like. So, I can't recommend his Patreon enough. It's one of the best I've ever been a part of. So moving right along, I think I more or less have these in the right order. I've got some artwork by Ed Hannigan. Now this is Ed's preliminary artwork for a Bloodlines trading card, card number 36, that ended up being titled Sparks Fly. I think 1990 is when these were done, and I call this preliminary. This would be his. Yeah, this is preliminary. Maybe intermediary. Call this preliminary. This is a rough draft that he sent to Alan Asterman, where they were kind of going back and forth, I think, trying to come up with the general layout for the piece. Here's a couple more versions they toyed around with. So you can see, the progression made from these to this one here at the top being kind of close to what they end up with. And this is even closer when you look at this finished prelim. And then finally the finished piece. This is another one of those instances where I think the black and white line drawing is better than the finished product. I would definitely take that picture any day. So, what do you think? Which one do you guys like better? Alright, moving right along. This next piece is something interesting. It's got some history behind it. If we look, let's look here. Dell Comics Spaceman, number 1340, page 25. I'm sure you all know by now, whenever you see Dell and a number this high, first thing you should be thinking of is Dell 4-Color Comics. And you'd normally be right. This was intended to be Dell 4-Color 1340, an issue of Spaceman. But last minute they decided to go ahead and give Spaceman its own title. So this ended up being Spaceman number 2. It's the first standalone issue, and page 25 from that issue. So it's not the greatest issue in the world. It's Jack Sparling art, which Jack did a ton of work in that time frame. So, you know, there's really nothing outstanding about the page itself, other than it's a pretty cool piece of history. And with me being a 4-color fanatic like I am, it really fits well into my collection. So I'm going to skip ahead one here to a freebie piece of art. I ordered a piece from Anthony's and I negotiated the price with them a little bit, came to an agreement on it, and when the package showed up, this bonus piece was in it. Winnie Winkle from 1985, I think. A daily from Friday, February 22nd, or possibly Saturday the 23rd. This little piece of paper here actually says 2/22. And I'm not sure why it says bloody. I don't know what's supposed to be bloody about this fashion design comic strip, but something is supposed to be bloody right down here. So anyway, it was a freebie, and if it was free and from Anthony's, they must have, thousands of them laying around, and they must not be worth much, but still cool to have. It's interesting, the size on this is about roughly 5.5 by 17. So it's kind of like they almost looks like they took an 11 by 17 and just ripped it in half. And that's what they used for their artboard on their dailies. So, again, not bad for a freebie. And the piece I actually wanted from Anthony's was this. Unknown Soldier, page 18 from issue 219, 1978, by Dick Ayers. This is a piece I stared at I don't know how many different times over the last year or so, maybe 18 months. Every time I'd check out Anthony's artwork, somehow I'd always see this one. And I'd stare at it and debate, go back and forth with myself. And I finally decided just to go ahead and make him an offer. Because I figured it wouldn't be there much longer with my luck. So I knew, anytime you stare at something, as long as I stared at this one, you just gotta buy it. Besides, how can you go wrong with drowning Nazis? The page is just pretty, I mean, it's actually plain and simple, but at the same time, it's kind of powerful. Everything works. And I really like how the old pages had the sound effects penciled and inked into the page. And they weren't added after the fact as stats. Granted, the tanks probably should have sank a lot quicker. I don't think they'd be bobbing up and down in the water, but gotta give them a little artistic leeway, I guess. September 78. And apparently this was story page 13, but actual page 18. Even now, I can't help but stare at it. I may end up having this one framed. Just because it's one of those pieces that jumps out at me. Anyways, that's it for today. I've got some bunny masks coming in from Andrea Moody. I'll save all that for its own video when it all shows up. Hopefully I'll be able to video it all. I don't think any of it's on the top secret side anymore. And that's actually it for the OA. I'm all caught up on everything. 250 subscriber giveaway is going to be coming up. So for this video, leave a hashtag of hashtag unknown soldier, and you might win a chance on the Magdalena statue, which I will put up here. And don't forget to go check out my nonprofit. And I'll put the link down here. We're trying to do some good stuff with that. And that's it. That's going to do it for this one. Yay! Let me know what you think of all my art. What was your favorite piece? what one was a good one. What do you think was the most expensive piece I got out of this batch? Yeah. What was your favorite, and what do you think was the most expensive? Let's do that. Okay. That'll do it. Until next time, I'm Scott from Hoarder's Hide, and I want to know what's in your hide.